Hi there. My name is Rafael Menko, and I'm one of the founders of Who's Rooting. I wanted to put out another remote teaching, remote learning resource to help those who are, I think a lot of us are working from different places the next few weeks, given everything with coronavirus. And I wanted to highlight one feature in particular that I think will be really helpful for those, especially when it comes to reading and being concerned that your students might not have enough books at home or content. And so uh, this one feature was part of a larger, about 18-minute video I put out, or we put out before, that hones in on all the different features available on Who's Reading to help with remote learning, remote teaching. But yeah, let's talk about just this one feature in particular, because I think it's going to be very helpful for many of you. All right, so I will begin by sharing my screen. All right, so let's 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 set the table. Let's create. Let's talk through an example. So, as you know, Who's Reading helps with independent reading comprehension and writing skills. When you're in a school classroom, it's great because students have access to a lot of books in your classroom, by the school library. However, now that they're home for, I guess we don't know how long, they may quickly run out of books to read. If they have books at home, they might go through all of them or they might not be relevant. And so, how do we keep them reading and keep them practicing higher level thinking skills and writing and comprehension? That's the question. And so, I'm going to show you a feature in Who's Reading. It's something that hasn't really been used ton to date, but I think it's going to be very helpful given the current circumstances. So, um, say I'm a student and I don't have any books left at home to read. And the libraries have all closed, which they have around me. But I do have access to either, different digital programs that my school is subscribed to, like Newsella or Time Magazine or National Geographic Learning, or I, have access to the internet, and so I can read articles that are, on different news sites. All that is reading. It's, maybe not at the same reading as Harry Potter reading is, but it's still, good to practice. And so, in that situation, I want to show you how Who's Reading can be used as a comprehension tool. Yeah, a little different than it is for books. It's not as perfect, but it does work very well. So let's say I add a books and I am going to read an article about, but I need to read 20 minutes a day. So I'm going to Google coronavirus San Diego, which is where I live, and I'm going to look for an article that would be fitting. So here is this KPPS article about coronavirus. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to read it. All right, so fast forward, I finished reading this article. Now I'm going to go take a practice question on that article. I think a quiz will be a little too long for a short article. So I'm going to search for the book title. So I'm going to copy and paste the title of this article into here. We don't have a book or an article yet under this title, so you click Add It Now. So let's copy and paste the title in. The author is KPBS staff, so we'll put in KPBS. And it's nonfiction. This part's really important because that's going to inform the questions that are now shown. So we click nonfiction, and now we're going to add this as an online reading. Click Add Book. And then now, because we skip that step. So yeah, we input the article here, then we click Add Book. And now we choose a question. Find an illustration or graph in the text. What clues does this image give you that you would not know only by reading the words on this page? So, there's a bunch of images here. We could write about that. We could look at any of these graphs that are quite a bit depressing. And yeah, or we can, you could answer any of these questions about that article. And yeah, it's going to be similar to answering a question about a book. So I'm not going to go through the answer process because I'm sure you've already seen it or are familiar with it, but I wanted to just explain from start to finish how this would work if students are limited to the content they have available in terms of books. Who's Reading can still ensure that they have these higher level thinking practice questions and writing skills that they're practicing. Um, Anyways, I hope this helps. And yeah, if there's really anything we can do to support you, please let us know. We're in this together. We want to make sure that you have the help, the support you need to ensure that your students are reading when they're home. So let us know how else we can help. Wishing you safety, health, um, happiness, and yeah, let us know what we can do to help you. Take care.